Hello. It is no wonder we often find ourselves asking, what's next? After all, we are made in the image of God, and He has a plan for our lives. Since God is a worker, and we were created in His image, it's only natural that we feel this constant desire within to be active and accomplish His will for our lives. There is a great story that has its roots in the Gospels and is later fulfilled in the book of Acts. The story helps to illustrate the idea that God is always at work and He always has a plan. In the time between Christ's crucifixion and resurrection, many of those who had been following Jesus suddenly found themselves alone and discouraged. I'm sure they were wondering, what now? Or what's next? God always has a plan, even when it isn't immediately obvious. Shortly after He rose from the grave, He appeared to His followers and began to explain what was to happen next. He reminded them that if the promise made to the prophet Joel were to be fulfilled, He had to die in our place, be resurrected, and ascend to His Father. By doing this, He would in turn pour out the Holy Spirit on believers. How this news must have warmed their hearts, to know that the One whose name is above every name and who sits on a throne high above all others was still busy working and carrying out His plan for their lives. On the day of Pentecost, while the disciples were waiting and praying, the Spirit came just as Jesus had promised. When they were baptized in the Spirit, they experienced a love and a zeal for the Lord unlike anything they had ever known. And with this love came a power that would enable them to boldly witness to others about Jesus. Just like God had not forsaken the early church but had a next step for them, He has a next step for you as well. Hold fast to His promises, knowing that He is faithful, because often our greatest blessings will follow our most difficult trials. If you have been wondering what the next step in your faith journey may be, we would like to invite you to join myself and others on a trip to Israel and Greece in October of 2018. We are partnering with the Center for Holy Land Studies and calling the trip the Discipler's Journey. We will walk in the footsteps of Jesus, discuss the establishment of the early church, and launch out in the footsteps of Paul as he forsook all to fulfill the Great Commission. I hope to see you there.